Hello, what's up, everybody? So, welcome again. Before we get things started, I just want to give a shout out to the latest new subscribers that press the subscribe button, and also a shout out to my special group in my broadcast list on Instagram who, shared with me what they would really like to hear and like to see on my channel. So, I'm really excited to connect with you and to share ideas and all of those things because it's all about media, music, creative here on this channel. Let's go. So in this video, we're going to talk about, how do you finally start a creative business? Creativity is something that a lot of us have been blessed with, and some of us kind of leave it untapped. Some of us, do a little bit with it, and some really set up a business with it and really do well. Some stop. So we have all kinds of stages that we are in. And with this video, I am going to highlight how do you really set up a creative business, as I've been doing this for just a bit more than 10 years. And let me tell you, I have had help, I have had guidance, I have had people showing me things around. And listen, it is tough. But let's break it down. How do you start a creative business and how do you get things going? Let's go. All right, so having a creative business, in my words, would be that you have a business which is based on a business model, but also very driven by creativity, which is creation. You could think of photography, you could think of marketing even, you could think of music, you could think about production, all of these things. So a very wide range of businesses that are around. It could be in a way of agency, it could be you as an independent where you kind of sell your service and you say, hey, if you hire me, I'll get this and this and this done for you, content in a creative way. All of these things are a list of creative businesses. So if you're into any of that, listen, you are creative, you have been blessed to bless the world with your creative talents, but now it's really about how do you business. So let me introduce myself. I am an artist, I am a broadcaster, I am a communication strategist and an advisor. I am a speaker, I'm a voiceover artist, and some of the things I probably forgot to mention, but those are the main things where I make money with. And this where I make money with are, of course, talents. It's something that you would look at, be like, hey, yeah, I speak and things like that. But when you start to make money at some point, and at some point you're being booked for it, and you can actually say that, I have a range of 2 weeks where I am booked for the different kind of things that I do, then you're really on to making your kind of business. So number one, the first thing that I was really taught in, for instance, in music, is when do you finally register as a business? Well, the word of advice, shout out to Henka Maduro, was the moment where you're really being booked and it's demanded that you register as a business, that's what you do. And also, if the piece of income that you get is higher than, let's say, 160 euros. So that is a threshold here in the Netherlands that you could receive, tax-free. So let's say if you have a list of these events, right, and you're getting paid 300 per thing that you do, and I'm really about starting small, so don't come and laugh about, these small amounts. I am all about starting small, and I have started small. And I'm still taking mini steps into different arenas that I take in. But anyway, if you are, receiving a range of things, let's say 3 times 300 euros, you can decide to register as a business off of that. But if it's just, let's say, 3 weeks in a year that you get that pay, it might be good or better to just wait it off, because once taxes and stuff get involved, it gets a bit more complicated, and you would really have to hire, let's say, a bookkeeper to manage all of these aspects for you. All right. So number two, when is it that once that you registered, how do you now, create the business? How do you find it? How do you get things going? Well, that is really a part that requires homework. It requires input from you because you are the one who is in charge of your business. You finally get to decide, hey, I sing, I produce, I make instrumentations, or I shoot videos, or I am a voiceover artist. I now have to get all of these kind of assignments in. To a lot of people, it started as a side hustle where, they kind of bumped into something. They didn't have a specific plan, but they were blessed with, a list of opportunities where they get money from. Hey, if that happens to you, bless you. But let me tell you something, it will not always be like that where, the assignments keep coming in. You have to be at a space where you are intentional. So you really look at, how am I going to get business? How am I going to get more connections, right? So a piece of advice is look at the three major ways that you are getting most of the income. So let's say the three major ways is network, emailing, and through the list of events that you do. Then these are probably three things that you really would have to focus on and map out a way and a plan of how are you going to get more assignments, more projects, or more pay through those channels. And then also you're going to have to look at how are people going to pay for your kind of thing that you do. It is a once-off thing, or is it something that you do project-based or package-based? Are you going to say, hey, you're going to hire me once an hour? Or if you find out that particular customers really like to have things packaged where they say 6 lessons from you for a particular price, then it's really good to package that and to present it to your target group like that. You need to have a business model that is going to support. Business model is a simple answer to a question. How are you going to make money on a consistent basis? And how are you going to run it to make sure that, you could live off of it? Or even if you see it as a side hustle, it would be something that, the side hustle could bring you an extra kind of income that at some point you could buy a car or buy a new fridge or something like that. That is really what needs to happen. So let's look at, piece of advice number 3 is to never stop networking. It's always good to network, and on different levels, networking with people that could potentially be a client, networking with people that could potentially be a coach or a mentor or some kind of business that you benchmark and kind of take inspiration or draw inspiration from, and also, peer-to-peer networking. For some creatives, it would be very, very good to look at how can I work with other people and to look at projects that, maybe I can create a team when the project really exceeds what I can do in terms of time, in terms of money, in terms of resources. It is really, really helpful to look at these things and to start your creative business. What else could I add to these 3 main things is to never stop being creative. Is definitely something that I would give. And I would also say that, looking at your business model, you kind of have to be able to, strategically look at what do I like to do? What is going to bring me money? Should I focus on this the more? What is my goal for this coming period? It is a lot of going back and forth between the things that you love to do, that you like to do, and the things that are really going to make you money. And sometimes, as much as I like graphic design and I can sit hours to it, it's not going to be the best if I spend 2 hours on the graphic design, whereas I could rather focus on the sales and have somebody else do the graphic design under my direction. It is a lot. It is a lot. But once you love it, it's definitely going to pay off. So these are my list of things for starting a creative business. Let me know if you have some advice and you have some things that you run into that you could share. And, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure that you press the subscribe button, and then we will keep in touch. I am Miss.ABA, and Miss.ABA's out.